Yeah, this is episode 14.
We're episode 14.
It's been a minute,
Yeah,
but we just want you to know that we're still here for you guys.
we back. Even though we just posted another semi-recent one,
Not too long ago.
Yeah, but the whole point is to start posting shit. But yeah, a lot of crazy shit, man. We got the Vegas shit happening.
The Vegas shit was wild.
That was real wild. There's a lot of other things that are happening, but
But I think we should really start with the most important thing. How did we lose to Honduras today? Did you see the game?
No, bro. No.
I was at work and I was going through Instagram. People were putting the videos.
It was all over Instagram, Facebook.
All over. Yo, they hate us. They fucking hate us.
They
And by
do.
they, I mean anyone south of the border, underneath.
Anyone
Mexico.
that's not Mexican, that's been called Mexican, they're like,
That's what it is.
We're not down.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Why must you crumble us in the same ball?
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
We're different.
Exactly. But you know what? We're still in the cup. Doesn't matter.
It is. I heard USA or so. That's
From the bottom of my heart, I'm glad because they definitely took us out maybe twice.
ooh. But we've been to every World Cup.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah,
But we were also eliminated by the U.S., I believe, twice.
yeah. Even though I was just telling people not that long ago, not actually today, when they were posting up their post about how shocked they were the USA was. I was like,
Yeah.
if it's gonna be in Russia, what if
Word,
the
that's
U.S.
true.
doesn't want to send the U.S. team? What if they just lost the game on purpose?
Listen, as far as soccer conspiracies, that's top 5.
Right.
That's
Because
top
I like to believe that there's some shit that goes on in the background, even if it's not. Every time I would answer that to everyone's post, they'd be like, "Good theory," but nah, they whack. That was like,
yo, let us have a sport. You guys are the best at every other sport. Just let us have one. You can't be.
But do you really feel like they do want to sort of take over soccer?
No,
Right?
There's no ad space in soccer.
Right? Yeah, they don't like those little tiny ads next to the scoreboard that
Right.
says, like, they want a full-blown commercial. Like, sell me stuff.
Yeah, it's not a very. I mean, actually, if you look at European teams, Mexican teams, any team, there's ads on the shirts.
But isn't that coming to the NBA? I heard
it is. It's already this year. It's starting.
It's already. Damn, it's crazy. So
Yeah.
everybody looking like NASCAR.
Kind of.
That's
Kind of.
crazy. That's crazy.
And I fucks with it, man. I
It's
fucks with it.
it is what it is, man. You at least you know who's who. Now you know who
Shit,
getting paid
that's
by
true.
who.
That is true.
Yeah, that'd be great. Like if they did that for politicians, that'd be so dope. Like if they wore medals, like the generals
Right.
do,
Yeah, that's
but
true.
with just like with the number or name of whatever companies is splashing them with cash.
Yo, that's super problematic.
Yeah, because you have dudes with like ginormous jackets with just like mad
Yeah.
medals still over them.
And to be fair, like, there's a lot of companies that would like lose a lot of customers. Politics are beautiful at dividing people.
Oh yeah, I think that's the whole purpose of governments.
Yeah, okay, fair
Of
enough.
politics, just anything that has to do with other people ruling what you do.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing I never really understood. You know, why is somebody far away telling you what to do here? You know.
Speaking of far away, shout out to Puerto Rico. You guys are going through it.
Oh yeah.
It's terrible, and
Shit's crazy.
it's awful. But welcome to the club because you finally know how it feels to be brown, for real brown. Because now that's pretty much the treatment that everyone's been getting for the last few centuries.
Yeah. This like natural disasters like these really humble everybody towards like, yo, like a lot of people that are not Puerto Rican came out to sort of help, you know, whether it be in support, sending stuff, whatever it be. But it's
as
just
it should be, by the way.
Yeah, because they realize, because once you see all the people that help, including all the white people that obviously help, because,
right? Yeah,
they're usually number one in trying to help.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, they call it help, but it's really just sort of budging in.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but we thank you for your help.
Thank you but no thank you.
But we kind of are fucked because of you guys.
Just send the donations, Just send the donations.
Just send a donation. Just a reminder, most of our countries are in the condition that they are because of the United States.
Oh yeah, everybody's fucked. But think about it. That's why we want to live here, bro. Because we want to live in the empire.
Yeah, that's true.
We want to be in the capital of the empire. We don't want to be outside of it.
But yo, that Puerto Rico shit is wild. Your man's is really throwing jump shots.
So, yo, the first time I see my boy just shoot these paper towels, bro.
Oh,
I was just looking at the form, bro.
Yeah.
Like he literally looked like he was taking shots at the Chuck E. Cheese ball thing.
Wow, that's true. That's real.
That's exactly what he was playing, bro. Because if it was like he was really balling out, he would have fake dribble a little bit, like a little fake pass, a little bit behind the back.
Can you imagine if he did like a little hezzy jump shot, fade away? Yo, and they say that your man's is trying to throw cans as well. And he offered to throw cans, and somebody was like, "No." I think it was the crowd. There might have been like, "Please don't."
Cans, yo. Wow. Why hasn't anybody thrown a shoe at this guy, bro? Because isn't that something they used to do to George Bush? They used to throw shoes at this guy?
That happened once, and George Bush, at the height of his, I'll say his reign.
Of course, because that's what all presidents are.
Right. He was the most hated, and this guy just managed to just erase that from history. There's people that look at George Bush like, kind of miss it. Wasn't that bad.
Is that the kind of change Obama brought, bro? Because I know you're not supposed to talk bad about Obama because he's kind of like Black Jesus kind of.
Yeah,
like he was the second coming, but like why is it that the whole time Obama was here, like everybody, like you said, everybody forgot.
Everybody forgot. Well, I don't think everybody forgot about George Bush. I think they were just fixated on Obama. And
how much do you think Republicans are missing George Bush right now? They're like, fuck, yeah, Trump is in.
Bro, I think Democrats and Republicans are missing George Bush. Like, hey, it wasn't that bad.
If we're gonna have a Republican president, damn, I wish it really could have been that guy again.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
Shout out to him. His Twitter fingers are crazy, fam. Like,
speaking of Twitter fingers, bro, have you seen the South Park episode? I think it's episode 2 of the new season.
2. Yeah, with Tweak.
Yeah, Tweak.
Hilarious. Bro, that should have me dying.
Bro,
man. Shout out to South Park.
South Park always just knows how to keep it fucking relevant, bro.
Absolutely.
They just know how to fucking keep it relevant.
Absolutely.
And I like how in their 3rd episode they were really just talking about all white people want to be Native fucking American. They want to know. They want to feel that they're a percentage victim.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. That is crazy.
And then when Randy found out he had Neanderthal DNA,
yeah.
He was like, I'm the most depressed.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was so hilarious.
It made me cringe because that's real.
South Park they've been at it for a long time, bro. I feel like that's a staple, bro. Because
they got the recipe, man.
How many Paisas do you remember in the 90s wearing South Park shirts, bro? Because I was definitely one of those. The 90s were awesome, bro.
Yeah.
Because you would go to Pulgas and you would get
the bootlegged shit from
the most bootlegged stuff you've ever seen, bro. I remember having Nike jeans.
Did you ever have the NBA jeans?
Like with the patches on them?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
With the black Air Forces.
I had the jeans, and then I had the long sleeve shirt.
Ooh,
I wanted the jackets, but them joints was pricey.
They were, unless you got them from Shirtman.
Oh no! Yeah, shout out to Shirtman. Your Shirtman held it down for a long time in
if you're from Newburgh, you know what it is.
You know Shirtman.
You know Shirtman.
You know Shirtman.
Yeah.
You caught the fake pair of Air Ones from him, but you were
it. No one really knew.
Everybody knew because everybody knew that was coming for him.
Yeah, that's true.
At the end of the day, you knew you were just rocking some fresh whites.
That's true.
At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
And then at the end of the day, everything's bootlegging, bro. Everything is just counterfeit, Because think about it. Where do you think those shoes came from, bro?
They definitely came from the same factories, the same warehouses that.
They were just the rejects. Yeah, they were just the rejects. All this.
Oh, we fucked up the stitching.
You know when you go to the store. And they give you the receipt, and then the receipt starts to get that color line through, letting you know the paper's rolling low. That's what those are. That's what that is.
That's the scrap.
It's the same thing for watches, TVs, anything that's expensive. The last of the best, like the scrapes. What do they call it? whatever it is, just pretty much the leftovers. You know, that's exactly what you get. So that's why, you know, if you're just gonna use it, throw it out.
Yo, the Gerbo jeans with the straps on.
Oh, yeah, bro. Those jeans with the straps. There was a thing in the 2000s. I can't wait until like it's in the 2020s.
And it's retro.
And then I can just really talk about, you fucking kids don't know nothing, y'all. I was out here 2003 and holding down the block and shit.
With straps on my jeans, nigga, what's good?
It was tall tees and shit. What's up? I had the long sleeve black shit with the tall tee white over that short sleeve though.
Oh my God. You had to have at least 2 colors.
You had to. Then you have to change the laces out on your fake Air Ones with the black shirts just so you match up a little bit more.
Yo, that's commitment. That's commitment.
That's a lot of commitment.
I was never that into it.
But. Nah, you do it in other ways too, bro. Everyone does it in different ways. You know, everyone puts effort, but then some people put effort in the whole outfit. You know, everybody puts effort to getting the night in the fancy stuff. Some people just going to getting creative with it. Some people going to being flamboyant. You know, all that shit. Bro.
I can't wait to be flamboyant. I can't wait.
Yo, because it's gonna be dope. Because in the 20s, it's literally gonna be 20 years after the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be in my 30s, which I think is like the best age to be an adult.
Yeah, okay.
Because think about it. You're no longer in your 20s. You're not. Because let's be honest, the 20s are the teenage years of your adulthood. Yeah. So when you're 30, you're pretty, you know, like now compared to where I was when I was 19, about 10, 20. True, bro, it is a whole nother universe. True. It's not even another world. It's not even another planet, bro. It's like universes, dimensions apart, man. That shit is fucking crazy.
I can attest to that, definitely.
Yeah, so now so like I get so much more enjoyment now that I've seen someone do something they want to do than I would have ever back then. But you know, again, it's just you learn from your surroundings, your experiences, and shit like that. But that's why we gotta bring it back to Puerto Rico. You know, knowing that people suffer all the time. You know, we know that. We all gotta help each other out, you know. So now, moving forward, we just gotta remind these people, like, yo, my man was really throwing, taking these jump shots.
That's true.
And then my man was talking about you throwing the budget off. Fucking,
he came and he was collecting.
That boy is flagrant, bro. Like, honestly, I'm not gonna sit here and hate on the man because you know he's talking his mind. I don't really care about that. Like the only thing that I am going to complain about him. It's just the fact that I don't think he's listening to the people around him. Be like, yo, bro, like,
chill, you gotta chill, but keep it funky, my nigga. Like if you had
that's a New York nigga though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, my nigga. That's what I'm saying. Yo, people forget he's from Queens, Queensbridge. Shout out Nas.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I want to do, bro. Yo. If somebody wants a perfect idea for a YouTube sketch, like hood. Trump, like you know, just
you gotta tape it in Queens. So, you have to. But yo, you gotta keep it funky. If you had the chance to go to the South, to one of those kind of guys, wouldn't you throw paper towels at them too?
Oh no! I'd roll until they just
because those are the same ones. Like, get out my country.
I'd be like, lighten up, bro. I'm about trying to roll y'all niggas out like bowling pins.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Nah, I mean, realistically, like for real, all jokes aside, I definitely go help them. I just give them like dirty looks.
Like be mad petty about it. I got you.
Me personally, I call like white trash people. I call them beige people. So like it's kind of like code. So whenever you see a dirty white person, you don't say out loud, "Oh, that's a dirty white person around."
Fair enough.
Be like, yo, there's some beige around, yo. Like you know how sometimes when there's one too many dark people in the room, people be like, oh, it's getting a little dark in here.
A little beige.
Or I'm thinking it's getting a little khaki in here. Like too many khakis in here. Too many slacks, you know. Too many dockers.
Yeah, wow, yo, khakis really became the uniform of racists.
They really did, especially in that march in.
And they had another one recently. They had another one, I think, over the weekend.
Yo, I want to go to one, bro, just to go see that. If anything, I kind of want to be like, yo, let me hold one of these times. Let me walk with you.
Yeah.
And then just, what would they do if, like, all the racist colored people started marching with them? Like, you think they would let them?
Fuck no, they wouldn't let him.
You sure, bro?
Bro, they wouldn't let him.
Word?
They wouldn't let him.
But one thing I realized about all the media you see about all these people is like a lot of them look mad pussy, bro.
Yeah, but they're in huge groups, so they get the balls.
Bro, I've been jumped, bro.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I've been jumped.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. So if we pull up with same numbers, yo, they still pussy.
Oh, yeah. But here's the thing, though. Whatever. You got to remember, the police is on their side.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Even if you roll with the same numbers.
I usually forget it. I typically forget about white privilege, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Which is the greatest weapon that white people have.
Oh, yeah.
By the way.
Of course, yeah, because it's like their system for them.
Did you see that video of I guess it was this black kid in a hood, and I think it was like Subway. He was at a Subway, and there was a white couple right in front of him. And from what I understand, his appearance and his demeanor scared the guy's wife, so your man still got the burner on him.
Yo,
and he he pretty much like bullied him. He bullied him.
That's foul, bro.
Yeah, yo, you do that or a black guy does that, it's over. It's over.
Nah, yeah. That's crazy, man. But as a matter of fact, that's how white people should approach racism. Instead of denying that they're racist or any stuff like that, they should really be like, hey, black people scare us.
Keep it 100, right?
How do we handle this?
Yeah, black people. Wow, that's true. Yeah, they
will
never admit it.
Because I got some new neighbors, and let's just say they're of the ethnic kind. Ooh. A little more ethnic than myself.
Wow.
We're so ethnic, but they're maybe some sort of Caribbean,
like West Indian.
Maybe yes, yeah. But point blank, moved in, no problem, say hi, whatever. But then for some reason they have these ATVs that are really loud, so they like to drive around the block, and I'm like,
there goes the neighborhood
kind of stuff. But then last time they were out here, my son was sleeping. We'd like to sleep with the windows open. I mean, he was napping because it was the middle of the day.
Right,
he's taking a nap, so he's sleeping, and then these dudes just vroom, vroom, like 3 or 4 of them.
Sheesh.
And then he wakes up, and I'm like, yo, that's. So they put their bikes away now, and I'm just looking at them like, yo, like, why you guys be mad inconsiderate? So then fucking pass out like maybe another half hour, and then they had it again. And then I could just already in my head envision all the other white neighbors like just looking out the windows like what are these, what are these colors doing,
And by the way, they're not saying these colors. They're definitely saying the word that starts with an N.
Yeah.
Hard R at the end.
The hardest of the
artists.
The hardest of the artists. And then I'm like, yo, my man's, why you giving them fuel? So then I go over and I'm like, yo, because I'm already thinking, I'm like, I'm about to pull up my truck, my shit out as fuck, I'm about to just do a burner in front of the crib too. I'm about to fight fire with fire. But then, I'm like, I can't, because every time there's any sort of conflict, bro, it's hard for me not to go into, so what's really good mode, it's hard, but as a father and a husband and all these things, I sort of
husband, right?
Yeah, I gotta sort of
show your maturity levels.
Yeah. So I go over there. I'm like, hey, welcome to the neighborhood. I'm glad you guys felt comfortable, but just sort of try to be a little considerate of the neighborhood as a whole. Like I'm not gonna come here and tell you what you can't and cannot do at your house because you do whatever. I do whatever I want at my house, but just understand, that we all live here. And just like you want to have a good time, I want to have a good time. The rest of I'm like, do we keep it funky? The neighbor's not going to tell you nothing. But trust me, best believe, they already, I'm sure at least one of them.
They got the cops on speed dial.
On the speed dial. Because they won't hesitate to see you, me, and be like, yo, they different. And they acting up, like they not going to hesitate. But I'm like, let's just let's sing about this. Let's not give them the fuel. And then, let's just, let's live good, yo. Let's let them look at us like, yo, like what are they up to? They've been behaving or shit like that,
That's true.
And then, Then my neighbor across the street that I've been cool with since, pretty much moved in, pretty much came over here. Then he was just like, "Yo, so what you told them,
Word?
Yeah, you know why people be nosy, bro. But
Yo, why can't you just mind your
business?
business? Dog. Oh, yo.
It happens, but I already knew that was gonna happen. but then, like, I already knew how he was reacting. How the people in the neighborhood that I already know and deal with, I know how they're already processing all of this,
right?
Because we're all experiencing it,
right?
And then that's why I try to go over it to sort of let my mates know, like, yo, I know it feels good to live out here in the burbs, and you got space, and you just want
what you want to do.
You got your peoples over, you got a few. I get it, I wild out all the time,
right, yeah.
So I totally get it, but like I said, it's just we gotta let these people know, like, yo, we just want to live good, man. We really don't give a fuck about you. We're just here trying to mind our business, And then it's
yo, on the plus side, there is gonna be a moment where your old neighbors are gonna go up to the new neighbors and try to solicit some weed.
I don't think so, because everybody in the neighborhood pretty much, I'm sure they all know I smoke, because I be outside. Right, I'd be outside cheap, and I'd be.
But I'm telling you, but like they're gonna look at it and be like, they probably got that good thing. Rob, can you see if they have?
Be like, what did they call it? The ganja? The ganja? Is that what they call it?
The pot? No, you already know they call it pot, by the way.
Yeah, pot. Damn, what was it? What did they used to call it in the 70s show? What did they call it? Pot? I don't know, man. But there's, I wish that I could hear how old school white people really refer to, piff. Shit like
they definitely call it pot, bro. They definitely call it pot.
Like have
the devil's lettuce.
The devil's lettuce, there you go. Like they have weird names for it, because I could definitely see some white lady be like, Charles?
You have the wacky tobacco?
Charles, I think the kids are gone. I think Amanda went out for the night, and Billy, I haven't seen him since yesterday. I don't think he'll be back till Monday.
But you know what, though?
Whatever. Yo, but when people do that, right, their kids just sort of disappear on them, right?
Yo, as soon as they graduate from high school, it's quiet.
Yeah, like for us, it seems sort of weird, but it's like, isn't it cool to just to have your family around?
Yeah, yo, well, that's the thing. Like, that's the kind of, like, the culture that we grew up on is your parents are there till they're gone.
Yeah, like I know my mom, like, even though I don't live in the same house with my mom, but she's coming tomorrow. She helps around the house.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Especially now that we got, like, the new baby. She sort of comes
shout out to you on the brand new baby,
man. Like I tell everybody, bro, we can't take over if we don't multiply. So,
but last time I saw you, definitely had 2 kids.
Actually, last time we made the last episode, I already had the little done out here.
Did you?
I think so, yeah.
Nah, bro.
It was like, for real?
Yeah, he was still in the womb.
Damn, I sat on that episode for that long? I probably did, though. Yeah, my phone.
Yo, you're a busy guy. You have 3 kids?
Come on. 3 kids. I work at night, try to work during the day. Try to get a lot of things popping. Yo, but that shit's fucking tough, man.
Yo,
but at the end of the day, I want the kids to be like, I remember my dad used to work at night, but then he was still there during the day, and
keep it 100. They're gonna be like, bum ass nigga, man. Look at us doing this. They're gonna be mad ungrateful.
I mean, who knows? Because I can't predict the future. But I got my son out here all the time. He's always so interested in what I'm doing. Like, he sees me with tools, and then he'll just start grabbing like a hammer and just start banging on us.
But that's kind of the mentality that you want to instill in your kids. It's like looking at what we do as
That plus, remember, kids are us, bro. They're just little us. So, like, if you just clone yourself, bro, and you put yourself in the same predicaments and same situations, you'll probably come out similar enough.
Yeah, okay.
Not gonna be exactly the same, but similar enough, because you're the same person, and your kids are no different. So, whatever things you give them to occupy themselves with, sort of grow on, it's just like if you were to do it, that's why a lot of people should take better care of the kids. Whenever I see people that don't give a fuck about the kids, I'm like, you're raising an asshole. That I think it's gonna fuck somebody's life up, a few lives up,
Yeah, that's true.
But it's because you're filling them with uncertainties and just confusion and anger and just big balls of emotions, just bro. Because think about it, a lot of people that make kids don't know how to behave themselves. They don't know how to they don't know how to carry themselves. They don't know exactly what they want out of life. You know, I mean, nobody does. You know, I don't think old people know what they want out of life, bro. Because think about it, you might not wake up tomorrow. So in reality, what does it even really matter? You know? But it's like there's a thin line between, you know, not caring but then just caring enough, you know, and you gotta find that balance, bro, because, you know, in fucking life you can't have everything. You can't not do everything, bro. You can't make everything perfect. You can't do everything. You know, I try to work as much as possible, bro, but I really find my limit at like 16, 18 hours worth of work sometimes, bro. It's like, I'm like, I know I could work the full 24 and then just continue and probably go into like the 30s, but it's like, what's the point? I'm no longer a fish. It's no longer making any sense, you know? Because like you literally wear yourself down to a point where it's like, gotta recharge. You know, you can't drive your car past it's empty, you know, because it's empty. True. You know, but that's the thing about humans, bro. We can continue on, but it's like sometimes we just hurt ourselves, you know, too much, and especially us, bro, that all we know how to do is fucking work, bro.
That's pretty much it. We're the workhorses.
Yeah, that's why right now I'm in the process of writing a very well written email. Hopefully, I'm gonna most likely copy and paste off a lot of things that I find on the internet, just to make it sound, you know, professional. But you know, I had a little situation over the weekend where pretty much I felt a little disrespected by someone that handles a building where I clean it, and my man was really was acting like he was the owner of the business when he's just a supervisor at a building, pretty much, you know.
What is he?
Be honest, I don't really know his actual role, but the way he was talking, my man was talking like he was fucking CEO of everything.
But like what nationality, ethnicity was he?
He was most likely, I don't want to assume he was of African descent, like Nigerian or stuff like that. But you know, based on the way he spoke and his looks, I'd probably get something like that.
Listen, that happens a lot, and I'll never understand the whole mindset.
And I call it the Captain America syndrome.
Captain America syndrome.
Yeah, towards like you take everything so seriously. Like for example, the first time I coined the phrase was probably back in 03 or 04. There you go. I'm doing it already. You know, talking that old nigga shit. I remember back in the day.
Back in the day
when when I used to go shopping at Lids. My brother was gonna let somebody else borrow their Lids card.
I remember that.
You was there, right?
I wasn't there, but it resonated with me.
Yeah. And then my brother literally just took out his wallet, gave it to his man, like use it. And then the cashier, my man, really just sort of like jumped in front of, like, no, you cannot let anybody else borrow your card. That's on the thing. And
yeah, I do remember that.
That's crazy, I'm like, yo, why? And then if you stop and think about it, that's like it's a type of person, bro, that some reason sort of throws out all of humanity, and it's all just sort of procedural.
I'll tell you what it is.
What is it?
It's people that never had any control in their life.
Of course.
Finally have a little bit of authority.
Yes.
And it gets to their head.
Exactly.
And then that superiority
makes you think you can speak to anybody however way you want.
The way you want.
And then that's what happened with this guy. You know, he was wording his complaints, but I'm like, yo, my man's like, you know, you got to understand that there's layers from you hiring, your company that you work for.
You're a number. They get rid of you quick. You don't matter. That's the thing. Yo, if anyone who's ever worked for anyone else, you don't matter. You're just a statistic. You're a number.
No matter how good you are,
no matter how good you are, you could be the best one. Tomorrow they'll fire you. They'll replace you, and so on. So why take it that serious?
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I was pretty much telling my man. So I'm like, yo, like you're really complaining about nothing right now.
Yeah. What about
like like he's pretty much he did the female thing of making an argument out of nothing. Like he was like, no, because I said so. That was pretty much this whole argument. No, because everything he would say, I will sort of counter with, you know.
That was a very misogynistic statement, by the way.
But you know what I'm talking about. To where it's like, it's because it's a feminine trait that women resolve to when they know they're wrong. Because some women might say, yeah, okay, I fucked up, I'm wrong. But in reality, they'll all just be like, no. As a matter of fact, they'll even double down on no because I said so. No. Like,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, okay.
Especially when it's a heated argument.
Yeah.
Because in the middle of a heated argument, you don't really think because you're letting the emotions get the best of you.
Right. Yeah.
And I could tell that that's what I was doing because he hated the idea of the guy that cleans the floors at that building, correcting him on every single thing he was saying. And then the whole time I'm telling him, oh, I understand that you have a boss that you gotta answer to because everyone has a boss here.
Yeah.
And I'm just reminding him that he's an employee, and then just the way he just carried himself with me throughout the whole conversation. Not gonna really get too much into details, but the whole gist of it was that my man sort of was this close from just being like, oh, you just the help, kind of. Yeah. So that's why this email is gonna consist of a lot of copying and pasting from shit that sounds right.
Yeah, fair enough. Because, a lot of proper grammar.
Yeah, because it's like all right, you really want to talk to me like you all big and mighty out here. Like, all right, you want to point out one or two technicalities that you're kind of wrong on because I'm not the person you gotta speak to about that. But let me remind you that someone tells you what to do. Cause you're not there's layers to this shit, man. You work for a corporation. There's always somebody up top on top of you. You ain't the owner, bro. You don't. The paychecks for all those people isn't coming out of your pocket.
That's true.
Cause a lot of people feel like whatever's going on is coming out of their pocket when it's not. It's not, and that's people that don't have that want of let me create, let me make. That's why in our community, bro, I feel like we need to push the entrepreneurial shit a little bit more, bro.
Listen,
because it's legit you understanding that you make something, even if you clean fucking floors, even if you scrub toilets for a fucking living, you're doing it because you want to and you're making money out of it.
You got to remember, our ingenuity comes from a need to survive, a need to feed, I need to get all of the essential living. Do I want to say? I don't know. Point is, we come from very broke places where we have to find different ways, innovate through whatever means we can, or our kids aren't gonna eat.
Culturally, bro, historically, we come from long line of warriors.
Right.
And warriors don't necessarily have to be the most of anything. The biggest, the strongest, the smart. Just your willingness to not give up and continue to go. That is the thing that we thrive on, bro. That's the thing that makes us the way we are. And the more we surround ourselves with that mentality, those ideas, and as a whole, as a community as a whole, we understand that if you ever come across something like this, to where it's like you feel like you've been underhanded because of what you look like, because of where your origins are from, bro. Let me be the guy that goes in and again copies and pastes all these things for these emails to let them know, be like, hey, we represent this community.
It's a great business model.
And I don't even want to be a business, but I literally just want to go argue for you. Like, it has happened to all of us, bro.
Right.
Always.
Right.
To where it's like we don't get the credit we're due just because of who we are, bro. Because it boils people's blood when we are the ones to either surpass the things that they are planning to do, how they want to build them, what they want to do about them, how we understand things,
So does this guy live off of the rules?
Oh, bro, you could just tell. You could
exactly.
Exactly. And I don't really like to talk much about people, bro, but he had his family there with him. That's why he was probably trying to big himself up a little bit more. But then I could just see the discontent in all of their faces. I could just see the unhappiness in the missus' face. You can see the unhappiness on his face. You can see the unhappiness on the kid. You can see the unhappiness everywhere, bro. And in order for me to look at a kid and then where he just looks super like just bored out of his fucking mind.
Yeah.
And he's probably mid-teens. Like, you can just tell he hates being dragged around and being told what to do all the fucking time. And it's like, yo, not to judge or nothing, but it's like, yo, I could see the energy you approaching me with, towards like people like you need to be humbled, bro.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people in this world, bro, that we don't hold accountable for how they treat us, bro. Because again, my man might have not said, "Oh, you to help," but like I said, it's the way he goes about thinking he can tell someone he has no control over. Be like, "I tell you what to do," and
again, these are the same people that aren't really anything without people like us.
Oh, of course.
They need the help.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Like if I get out of here and walk, you think?
Yeah, exactly. You think you can do it?
You think? Yeah. Oh, and that is the funniest thing that he told me that day. He was like, "Oh, I used to be the floor guy," and I'm like, I wonder why you're not no more.
Right? Yeah.
Because he was talking about that's dirty, and he was pointing at scratches in the floor. I'm like, do you understand how scratches on wax works? Like you're complaining about something that's completely out of what I'm supposed to do here.
Right.
And I'm like, I used to do floors. I'm like, how would you clean this? How would you get rid of those scratches? And he's like, I'll just wash it, bring the machine, do this, do that. I'm like, all right. So this one spot. I will get the machine and I'll do exactly like you said it. And if they're not gone, what are we going to do? What else are you also incorrect about? And then just being told things like that, bro. You could just tell that shit just boils his blood, bro. Yeah. And another thing that I know for a fact is that my man is a hater too, because the first time I met him, I pulled up to the building he was cleaning, and then he was showing someone else a car, his car, because they had 10 plates and everything. So I assume it was a car he had just bought. Right. So he's out here, showing his whoever, his friend or whatever, showing him the car. But then I pulled up, and then
German engineering.
Pulled up next to him, and then my man had a nice little Infinity. But then I pulled up mine, and then since then, like, I just seen it in his face, like, yo, how's the nigga to clean the floor?
Got a better car than me.
Yeah, and then since then, bro, and then because think about it, it's since then, bro. I feel the looks, bro, because me being someone that grew up in Newburgh, bro, I know when someone's looking at me hating, bro. I can feel the hate, it's like a sixth sense.
Right. Well, honestly, living in Newburgh and hate, it comes with the territory.
Of course.
Practically part of our.
Yeah. It comes with that whole looking over your shoulder sort of thing. Like, it's that same instinct.
It is Newburgh.
It's the same muscle.
You can't have Newburgh without the hate. You can't have hate without it. It's the yin and the yang.
Yin and yang. Exactly.
But yo, isn't it? I don't know about you, but I always find it really gratifying whenever I see someone a little older than me, possibly several generations into this country, and pull up next to them, and I have a better car than them.
Just you see the look of why are you living this? Why are you
and
living
here's the thing,
like this?
And then this kind of just to bring it full circle.
And by the way, that's just us living normal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's us. Like, hey, listen, we're working really, really fucking hard for this, and we're getting there.
We're busting our asses like you don't even believe.
But that's the thing, bro. It's like they look at that and they're like, well, they're living off our taxes. God damn. I paid for that car. That's not fair. Why has he got a nicer car? And that's the whole. Isn't that the whole argument?
I bet that's fucking welfare pay.
Isn't that the whole argument?
I seen this one. I think it was like a report. It might have been like CNN. Maybe one of them stupid fucking networks. And then there was this one guy that says, "Oh, the real price of immigration." And he was saying that immigration costs $160-something billion a year.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, I'm like. Because I really sort of know how those arguments go. They try to say that they pay for education, stuff like that, but they'll just sort of throw in all the numbers as a whole and try to say, oh, that's how much you're costing us.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people will be like, oh, we pay taxes for your, for this, for that, and you guys don't pay no taxes. And then as usual, I always ask people, be like, hey, we don't pay those? So how is it that I'm getting away with not paying sales tax whenever I go buy something that goes to the county and the state? How do I not get deductions taken out of my check for Social Security,
right,
and all these things. How is it that I magically happen to skip all of those?
Yeah, listen, there's only a certain amount of like construction jobs and under the
not
table.
that many people pay cash no more, but
no, they don't.
Cash is scarce, so everything is on payroll, and then that's where taxes get. Even if you have so many deductibles, taxes still gets taken away. Taxman always gets cut. Always.
Oh, and by the way, we pay taxes and we can't file for those same taxes come springtime.
So guess what? They keep that. So
technically we pay more taxes.
Yeah. So that report, one thing that I looked into that just sort of was like, duh. I looked into how much the budget for Homeland Security was, and it's like 160 something billion a year. So in that report, they're like, immigration is costing us X amount of hundreds of billions a year
because we're militarizing
but just Homeland Security as a whole, because Homeland Security is not just immigration. It's a whole lot of things, bro. But again, because remember the TSA, that also is ran under Homeland Security. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of terrorism stuff is ran under Homeland Security. A lot of border stuff, you know. Right. So it's now, even though border is sort of immigration, but it's sort of like you guys are police for the line. So instead of them having a county or a state to look over, they just a place of crossing. But lo que es ICE itself, you know, immigration officers looking for illegals, bro, it's like, it's not that much, bro. And think about it. If they actually went out and looked for all these people, they'd be out of job.
That's true.
Plus, yeah, it's just, if they,
again, yin and the yang, they need us.
Yeah, of course, you know, because we're always gonna be the political baits.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all we are, bro. That's why every time I see any one of my beautiful brown people out there either going hard for Republican or going hard for Democrat, like, I get happy because it's like, you know, progress, you know, get involved in the system. But ultimately, I know that that system doesn't want us.
It's not made for brown people.
No.
It's not.
Again, it's just a bait. It's, you know, we're being used as political bait. You know, we've been used as political bait
ploys
for over 20. Like the whole time I've been here, we've been here, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we've been being told, yeah, the Democrats already help. Democrats are going to help. We're here to fight for you. We're here to fight for you.
Right.
But in reality, nothing's been done, bro. And it's been 20 years, bro. We still don't, you know, nothing has happened. No, what has came of it? The Dream Act went up to Congress, once, and then it got shut down.
I think it was more than once, but it definitely got shut down every single time.
Yeah, but I remember, like, I don't know if it was like right before Obama or as soon as Obama got elected.
I think you know.
And the crazy shit that didn't pass, bro. What happened? Again, political bait, because everything stays the fucking same. So even with Trump being president, it's exactly as fucked up as it was with Obama. That's exactly as fucked up as it was with fucking Bush.
Didn't the funding for the wall got cleared?
Who the hell knows?
It's good. He got it.
I don't know, bro. But that's.
I don't know.
But think about it.
Let's go with the wall. I mean, it's not really going to do anything.
Be honest, what I hear, in my conspiracy realms, because I be in that dark web shit. I be all over the Reddits, the 4chans,
Uh-huh.
I'm a child of the internet, but using the internet since '99, youngsters. Listen up.
Back when AOL AIM.
So, bro, it's crazy. Not yet, but the conspiracies out there, they're just pretty much saying that the war is just pretty much a way of not stopping immigrants for coming in, but more of us as okay, we're closing everything off, but this is the door for the drugs to come in.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, because I like to remind a lot of people, when I came into this country, I saw the bad people, quote unquote, on the Mexican side give the bad drugs to the Border Patrol agents, so they take it away because obviously they need to smuggle in the drugs. Who do you think brings it in?
Yeah.
And then the immigrants go in after they got rid of them. Yeah. But we're the bad hombres.
Yeah. Well, hey, Somebody's got to be a scapegoat.
Of course. You know,
who's more threatening than brown people?
Of course, you know, because they can't go around saying, "Oh, black people are the enemies," because you know that's not not how it works. You know,
that's true.
By them doing that's how this whole taking a knee shit is coming to play, because there's so much injustices against black people. You know. And how do you feel about that, bro? How do you feel about the whole take a knee thing, bro? Because originally it started from police brutality against black people, right? That's how it started, right?
Okay, so I get that. That makes sense. It was a one player going up against the symbol.
So how did we get to national anthem?
I have no idea. I guess the national anthem is meant to... I guess it indirectly symbolizes the law system of America, the troops, basically anyone with a gun that protects American citizens and their rights, and police is included into that. So I guess, from what I understand, the guy, Colin Kaepernick, was like, listen, I don't like the way that my people are being treated. I think that by standing for this anthem, I'm kind of enabling for these injustices to flourish.
Because I forgot where I heard that he asked like a veteran, like, hey, what's the best way to protest, you know, silently or shit like that. And then he was like, yo, just, and then the guy was like, yo, just take a knee because it's supposed to represent something about like you're unhappy with something, kind of something like that, you know. And again, all of that I understand, but then just the way how the media shaped it into
it's real easy. It's like, hey, it's rich black people taking a knee. What can we do to push black people down, especially those that are successful? Oh, let's make them the enemy.
True, but wouldn't this be more of an actual help? Like, cause like you said, all the athletes are rich; they're well paid.
Right.
So let's make pretend they all took 2% of their net worth, and then they actually took that to go sponsor people in
low income communities.
So it was like, instead of giving it to charity to sprinkle it out, actually hold, like, if you want to complain about your community about how it's not being treated right, why isn't it you go out and you treat your community
I
right?
would say it's because they're full of shit.
And that's why I like this, because it really highlights how in this whole race war we are being sold, bro, is really just how rich people want us to fight with each other, because it really comes down to just economical status.
Yeah, like I get it's I guess it's symbolic for them to take a knee. Right, I get it. Have black people been treated unfairly? Fuck yeah. Absolutely.
Without a doubt. That's
anyone that has darker, like really light brown skin.
Anything that's not white.
Everything that, I didn't want to say it.
Because think about it, Asians are sort of
kind of
similar color as white people.
But the eyes.
But then the face is different. You know,
so we can't even say it's skin. It's just anyone that doesn't look like they're Anglo-Saxon ancestor kind of people.
Yeah, and that's the thing, that everywhere we look, we're sold. Right. It's colors against colors, when in reality it's halves against the half-nots.
I guess the bigger argument is like they're trying to not allow them to do that, and it goes against the First Amendment. It's kind of, I guess that's kind of how they're playing it. But I guess the president's playing it to his base. Is like, hey, look at these. Really, what he's saying is like, hey, nigger, stand up with my anthem first. That's really what it is.
Yeah, and I can just tell that is the last bit of white people feeling that sort of way, to where it's like everyone that's not old and white right now, like even young white people, they know it's like, yo, we all just chilling out here, like, fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, word.
Like, we are here just living it the fuck up, you know?
Again, also, you got to realize, man, we are very lucky to live in New York, which is, let me rephrase that. We're very lucky to live in a community in New York that's very culturally diverse. You got to understand, the people that are pandering to the president, they don't really fuck with a lot of brown people.
I know how we solve this, bro, and I just thought of it right now. We get a taco truck. I mean, a taco trailer so I could pull it with my truck. We drive down to the south and we give tacos away, people, bro.
Ooh, how fast do you think they would like lynch us though?
We come bearing tacos, bro.
Bro, they hate anything. Yo, didn't you see that one dude that flipped over that eloteros cart? You didn't see that shit?
Yeah.
Bro, come on.
Yeah, but that's people picking on a single individual, bro. Think about it.
Like a fleet of taco trucks?
No. We bring a taco truck, but then we roll like 20 deep and like 10 Suburbans. I mean, 10 Suburbans deep full of packed with people. Because think about it. We also sort of got to bring in a little muscle to this, you know.
Right, you got to flex a little bit. Like, yo, here's your taco, dog.
A little reminder, like, yo, we here to do shit peacefully, yo.
Yeah, right,
we will fuck you up.
Yeah, we reserve the right to fuck you up.
We will fuck you up, you know.
Right. Fair enough.
Because think about it. I'm going to confess something here. I love fighting people that are bigger than me.
Fair. Okay.
Because I've never have found any joy in beating up anybody smaller than me, because isn't it obvious that a bigger person is going to beat up the smaller person?
True, yeah.
You know, so I've never gotten any joy out of that. So anyone that is either bigger than me physically or just taller, I like to fight them just because.
Listen, I've done it and it doesn't feel good. It makes you feel terrible. Like, damn, I really shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. That wasn't even fair.
Yeah, and then we just sort of got to remind them, be like, hey, remember, you guys call us criminals, so we could be.
Don't prove that's right.
Exactly. Don't prove us. Yeah. So what we want to do is we want to come bearing tacos, the gift that is tacos.
Yo, but here's the thing. When I forget when it was, but Pornhub released a list
of statistics of who watches web porn.
Yo, and did you notice how most of the more racist states love that ebony porn?
Bro, of course, it's that forbidden fruit.
I don't get it. Just
again, like that's why I always say in the future everybody's gonna be fucking Mexican. All these really racist places that fantasize about just the opposite, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
At some point, they're gonna. All these racist white dudes at some point are gonna bang a black chick. If it's not them, their kids will.
Yeah.
And then there's gonna be race mixing somewhere down the road. We see it happening everywhere. It's all over the place, bro.
Yeah.
That's what happens with a multicultural culture, you know, society, you know. And then once you mix a lot of browns, bro, it all boils down to Mexicans, bro. Because again, think about it. You grab the darkest person you know with the whitest person you know. They have a child, and it usually comes out looking either Puerto Rican or Dominican.
Yeah, that's true.
And then once you have one of those,
dilute that even more.
And then once you have one of those Puerto Rican looking babies mixed with a Dominican looking baby, then you sort of have a more Puerto Rican looking baby. And then you mix those, and then boom, you got Mexican, and then you got Mexican, and then you got Mexican, and then in the future everybody's gonna be Mexican. So,
I mean, people in the Middle East already kind of look Mexican.
Oh, of course,
we could.
Think about it. We already got Mexicans in Asia. I think they're called Filipinos.
Word.
We already got Mexicans in the Middle East. I think they're called Arabs or something like that.
Maybe yeah.
Some Indians, a lot of Indians too. You slap a mustache and sombrero on them. That's my tío Juan.
Yeah, words. That's facts.
You know, so we got Mexicans all over the place. You know, aren't Egyptians sort of brownish sort of?
Yo, did you see that they're going to the World Cup after X amount of years?
Word, I didn't even know that.
Yesterday, yeah, off a penalty.
I see some little corruption, bro. You sure,
bro? Well, they went against Congo. I mean, Congo's not really known for their soccer team.
But like those African teams that do play at the cup, them niggas hustle, bro. Them dudes hustle, bro.
And
like
they're fucking big.
I love watching Senegal play.
They may not be the more technical players on the field, but they have heart. A lot of heart.
That warrior shit we just talking
about. And I love seeing Mexico trash every single time.
Yeah, but we don't ever really get all that far, bro. Because
the
warrior instinct gets there, and then I feel like once we start going up, I feel like the white overlords come down and be like, hey, stop it.
Oh, here's my weren't they disqualified? Like 30 years ago, Mexico, like in the 80s.
Maybe
they were disqualified. I guess they broke some FIFA rules. And they were disqualified.
For the record, Mexicans always breaking rules.
Yeah, to be fair,
that's kind of why we're here. We broke rules.
That's what I was about to say. Us being here, it's indicative of. But no, they broke some sort of fucking FIFA rules like 30, 40 years ago, and they were disqualified from entering into the World Cup. And then mysteriously after that, they seem to be in the Grupo de Muerte every single cup. They seem to have some of the tougher opponents. Never seem to make it past the first round. Questionable referee calls.
FIFA, bro, it's all a conspiracy, bro. Like that's how I live my life now, bro. Everything is a fucking conspiracy. Because it's either one of two things. Either shit is happening exactly like it's happening, or we know nothing about how decisions really get made, and we just live with the outcome, you know. So I like to believe that there's either one of those extremes or somewhere in the middle.
Right.
You know, but never really just exactly what they tell us, bro.
Right. Yeah. No. Never.
It's just I don't trust what I'm told. I only trust what I see and what I believe.
But the one place where you will always get the truth, maybe we can't really say it's truth, but where you'll always get the heart, maybe not the facts.
Where
is this podcast?
Oh, of course. Because we just come out here, we just talk, we bullshit.
We bullshit.
Because where else do you really get information from like that than really bullshit with other people, you know?
Absolutely.
And even though right now it's just me and you bullshit, I'm sure a lot of people listen to the bullshit.
Absolutely.
And they be like, y'all fuck with your bullshit.
You fuck with your bullshit. However, a lot of things that we say, please don't Google them.
Oh, yeah. Just keep it on the low.
Keep it on the low. Don't make it hot, please.
Just make me pretend you overheard this. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, don't be snitching to nobody.
We
don't want nobody listening that snitches. That's it.
Because to be fair, is 80%,
come after you.
Is 80% of what we said factual? Possibly not. 60, 70? Possibly. I'd say more in the 40s. But
either we wrote everything we said just to make it sound spicy, or it really happened, or none of it happened. Who knows?
I guess we're not 100%. God damn.
Who knows?
I mean, if you choose to believe us, we fucks with you.
Nah, but that shit is fire though.
Hey. That's what we're here for.
Our shit talking skills are always at a buck. That's the one thing. That's the one thing we always keep 100% all the fucking time. Us talking shit.
Always. Yeah, that's the one that you can count on.
I think that's why me and you have stayed friends for so long, because we know how to talk shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I know other people that I've talked to for a long time, but their type of shit talking is a different type of shit talking. Right. Yeah, but I feel like when we talk shit, that people like to listen and be like, that one guy, he's the one that was talking some shit. I like that shit.
I like the shit he said.
Yeah, and then if they don't fuck with that shit, they fuck with the other shit.
Yeah,
but
they get the best of both worlds. Yeah. But on that note, man, we're gonna wrap it up.
And then
hopefully,
let's see. We're not even gonna promise nothing else. Let's just see what else we drop, man.
Quite possibly, this won't be uploaded for another month.
Yeah, or
2 months.
Maybe I'll have another child.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, I might have my first.
Who knows?
I'll
have my fourth. We'll find out. I might get a puppy or something. I don't know.
Word.
Not really.
No.
Not right now, bro. I have an infant, and I don't.
Okay.
I don't need like another life.
That's true.
Needing me.
That's
at
true.
The moment, you know?
That's true. Dogs are not easy to take care of.
Once my little guy is a little older, he could walk around and stuff like that. Then I'll probably get him a dog, because I don't see a fourth one coming anytime soon. But who knows?
You never know. Accidents happen. Sometimes on purpose.
All the time.
Sometimes on purpose.
My life is nothing but accidents.
On that note.
Yeah, peace.
We're out.